Hello, viewers. Good evening and welcome to the show Green Card with Gehi, brought to you by Naresham Gehi. So, folks, firstly, thank you so much for the overwhelming response. And as always, we answer your questions on Green Card with Gehi. Any immigration question when we are live, and it's very simple. Just click the Zoom link, and we'll be happy to answer the questions for you. So we have 2 more minutes before we officially begin the show. So people have been asking me questions. What are we going to discuss on Green Card with Gehi? Anything that deals with immigration or surrounds the world of US immigration, we are going to discuss those issues. Doesn't matter whether it's employment-based immigration, whether we are going to deal with entertainers, with performers, with family-based immigration, battered spouses, deportations, federal immigration issues, employment-based immigration issues, and anything that pertains to US immigration will be discussed on these shows. And how do you ask your questions? Very simple. As always, number one, I'm shifting my position so that I'll take the camera now. It's 6:29, and easy way to reach us is on info@gehilaw.com. And the other way to do it is to basically, call us at 718-263-5999. And basically, we are doing a lot of cases. We are starting virtually for people from all over the United States and the world. So anytime if you have a question, you can reach us and we'll be happy to answer your questions. So it's officially 6:30, so let's begin the show. But the key issue for today that we're going to discuss is about the L1A visa category. What is the L1A visa category? Now, L1A is a very important category. So I'm going to speak everything in very simple languages, in a very simple, in simple terms. Now, why is the L1A important? Let's start this particular show by means of simple example. You are located in any country in the world, and you're a businessman and you're the CEO of your company, or you're the president of a mid-size or a big company. Mid-size, that's for me, but it can be a small company too. But our firm takes up cases wherein you have more than 30 or 40 employees working. Why? Because the probability of those cases getting approved is much higher when you have very few employees, or unless if you have a great turnover and if you have very high amounts in taxes, then I consider taking up small companies as my client. Now, you own a company in India, you own a big software consulting company in India, or in Pakistan, or in Australia, or in Germany, or in France, or you own any other type of company, and your company is doing well. You're very happy about the national success of your company. But now you've decided that it's time for you to start your operations in the United States, which means you're sitting right now in the UK, you're watching my show, and you have this company. It can be an automobile company, it can be a tire company, or it can be a garment manufacturing company, any type of company. And you're very successful. You have more than 30 people working for you, 40 people working, and you're paying your taxes, and your company has this great website presence. And now you've decided that you want to start a branch office in the United States because you want to do business with the United States. So what can you do? Very simple. You can start thinking about starting your business in the US. You can show that you have US customers. And then you can file a petition under the L1A visa category. L1A applies to managers and to executives of companies who've been working for those companies for at least 1 year out of the past 3 years. Take an example that I'm currently based in the UK. I'm based in Pakistan, I'm in India, I'm in New Zealand, and I am the vice president of the company. And I'm drawing a big salary, and I'm a senior executive manager of the company with an MBA. So now my boss tells me that it's time for you, Naresh, to go to America and start a branch office. So the first thing you need to think about is the L1A visa category. And what happens is that generally what companies do who are abroad, what they do with us is they actually get in touch with us. They basically kind of tell us via email that at the end of the day, we are interested in starting a branch office and we are very sure about doing it and we are a genuine company. So when you are 100% sure that you want to retain a lawyer and you're ready to start the process, and if you have that financial background, which means like, you're doing very well in the company and you've decided, yes, we really want to start a company. Now you're sitting in Bangalore and you're an IT company and you're looking for setting up an infrastructure. So you get in touch with our law firm. Now, what we do is that after you send us an email at info@gehilaw.com, then we have a Zoom meeting with you or we get in touch with you. And then we start setting up not only the immigration part of the entire kind of gamut, but we help you right from the formation of the company, looking at all the documents which are needed. We do a complete infrastructure setup for the L1A Visa category. And we have many clients who actually have retained us from different parts of the world to set up their companies because it eases your headache, especially when you don't know the rules of the road. So, I mean, we basically make sure that we hold the client's hand and we get the entire company set up. Now, what are the requirements of the L1A? Number one, it should be a bona fide company, which means your real intention is to do business with the United States. You want to grow the company. And then after you grow the company, you want to do trade between both the countries. And you are a manager, which means you are a senior manager and your qualifications can prove it, your credentials can prove it, your salary should be able to prove that. And then after that, you're coming here, for example, either as a transferee in an existing company, or you're coming here to set up your branch office. So today we are going to focus on someone who's in Dubai watching my show and wants to come over here or in any other country and wants to set up his office here. So then what we do for you, we communicate with you. Then after that, exactly, we start basically the procedures wherein we either form the company. Then after we form the company, we make sure that we let you know the list of documents that are needed from your end. Then we have to work with the accountant. Then we have to review our website. We want to make sure that you have your brochures of your company. You need to have your financials. You need to show there are a lot of things which are needed. So one of the factors is that immigration likes to make sure is that your job is managerial in nature, that you are a true manager. You're going to grow the company. You're going to hire people, and you're going to make sure that exactly, you're going to be acting in the best interest of the visa. And they don't want people to flout the visas in this country. They want to make sure that they give visas to the right people. Now, let's take an example now. You are sitting over there and you own the seafood company. What do you need to do? Get in touch with an attorney here. And secondly, after that, the attorney will make sure that, after he's retained, of course, he'll start the procedure. Now, what some people do is that they come over here and then they begin the procedure. Then it becomes like very time consuming and things don't happen the right way. If you are considering starting your branch office, and if you're a mid-sized company or a big company, get in touch with us, wherever you are. We can start the procedure. So what happens by the time you come here, you save a lot of time and money and energy. And for example, in some cases, you may need a warehousing facility. You may need to basically look at offices. That's number two. You may look at reviewing the lease agreements. You may also need someone to review your subsidiary contracts. You may need to have a warehouse in some issues, forming of the corporation, assisting you with the accounting, dealing with the accountant abroad. So all those issues are time consuming, and it needs a very seasoned lawyer to understand those issues. Now, what happens when you don't go with a seasoned firm who's not very well known in L1, so doesn't know how to do an L1? The L1 will be denied. And if that gets denied, it becomes a nightmare for us to get it approved again, because we've taken over cases also from other law firms wherein cases have been denied. And in some cases, the burden of proof was very high. So it's very important that when you start these visas, you always start with your best foot forward. There are many pluses of the L1A visa category. We are talking about the L1A today, and we are talking about setting up of the branch office. But again, we are going to continue about the L1 on next Wednesday too. So Monday will be a different show, but next Wednesday again, we'll continue with L1 visas. So L1A, now you are coming here and your company is giving you permission to start this company in America. So after you get in touch with us, the next thing we do is that we discuss about the type of company you have. Then after that, we need to come up with a business plan that has to be sent to immigration. Then we need to look into the financials. We need to make sure that exactly that you are a manager and you have plans of growing the company, and your plans are basically trading with the foreign company, and you have been employed with the foreign company for more than 1 year in the past 3 years. Now that is very important. Then what does immigration do? After that, the lawyers retained good attorneys. What they do everything for you. So you're kind of basically lessening the running about in these things, because it's not worth kind of saving, $5 or something, because you're just kind of basically going to kill the time, and that can damage your case. So after that is done, is that what do clients ask me? The most common questions after that is, Mr. Gehi, what is going to happen to my family? So the very first thing that happens, the good news for you is that if you're married, your husband or your wife can come in on a dependent visa, which is known as an L2 visa. Also, the other fabulous news is that your children under 21 can also come with you to the United States of America under the L2 visa category. That's amazing. Plus, more good news under this category is that your children can go to school, and after they get the work permits, they can even work as far as they're under 21. Your spouse, after she gets the work permit, she can also work in the United States of America. And now the good thing is that now later on, your company started doing well. It's good for you to have a legal advisor who can always keep watching your company. That's what we do with the clients, and we give them the right direction. And through that direction, the company moves forward. So then what happens is that now the company is formed, everything is doing well. Then the good news is that after some time, after your company is doing well, you can directly apply for the green card without undergoing the labor certification process. So this is one good thing about the L1A visa category, which is generally meant for managers. Like, if you're a manager in a company, they want you to get your green card. So common questions which I get from people, well, Mr. Gehi, I'm the CEO of my company and I'm a very busy man. And I will take the L1A visa, but I also want to live in my country. I want to keep going back and forth. Am I allowed? Yes, you are. As far as Europe, you're basically working in the company, you're growing the company. Even if you're studying right now in the UK, if you're in Dubai, you're in Australia, you're running the company. And if you can show that you are basically the main member who's heading the US operations, you can even travel outside the country. And your children can still continue to live in America. Your spouse can also continue to live in the United States and continue. So there are many pluses about the L1A visa category. One other good thing about the L1A visa category, initially you get it for 1 year. And if you show you're a very good businessman, and you have this fantastic office in Manhattan, and you've hired 20 people, you've grown the company, fantastic. Then they're going to renew the visa for 2 years. Totally, you have 7 years under the L1A visa category. So now what happens during the 7 years? A lot of my clients, they start applying for their green cards. They also get other employees to work under them under the L1B, specialized nature of the job under that category too. They hire people who are on H1Bs. They hire American workers. They hire people who are green card holders, and they grow the company. And that's what America is all about. So if you're an entrepreneur, and if you have people working for you, and if you are paying your taxes in your country, remember my word, if you're paying good taxes to your company, don't tell me that your income is 1 crore rupees, you have 2 people working. It's not going to fly, folks. Show me that you have 20 or 30 people working and your gross income is 30 crores, 20 crores. Or if you are in the UK, show me you're making so much money in pounds. You're making so much money in dollars in your country. Show me you're making so many liras, you're making so many million shillings, then I can understand. But if you're going to show every country has their own currency, I'm talking about pounds, I'm talking about liras, I'm talking about dirhams. So what is immigration seeing is that you are a solid businessman these days. In the good old days, it was very easy. We had 4 people working for the company, and immigration never questioned. But now they're very leery of having small corporates come here because they don't succeed, they abuse the visa category, and that is becoming a mess. But America is still open to entrepreneurs. America is still open to those mid-sized companies. America is always open to big companies. And what is the biggest thing which is lacking in the L1A visa process? And when you are watching this video, there are very few law firms that can help you in the establishment of the entire process. Since we've been doing L1A visas for many years, we help our clients from A to Z in establishing the entire company in the United States. And we work with directors, we work with a lot of people, and a lot of our meetings nowadays with foreign corporations are done on Zoom. And we also basically talk to them via emails, and then we get on. And only if you're the CEO of your company, if you're a high up manager in your company, and if your company has given you the green signal, then we can start working with you. And doesn't matter where your company is going to be located in the US, doesn't matter which state it is, we can start working on it, and we can make sure that exactly we start the process accordingly for you. So these are some of the basics of the L1A visa category. Now, next Wednesday, we are going to talk about the L2 visa category, L1A visa, L1B visa category, my apologies, L1B visa category for people with specialized knowledge. And also we are going to throw some light on the L1A again, because this is a very important issue. The good thing about the L1A visa category is that it doesn't matter in which country you are in. Like when we speak about the E1, and the E2 visa category, there are limitations, like you have to belong to a particular country. But in the L category, you can be from any country in the world. India is not a part of the E2 visa category. So even India is included in the L1 and the L2. Now, what kind of companies contact us? A lot of software companies, seafood companies, garment companies, diamond merchants, automobile companies. All these people regularly contact us, even like food distribution companies. They contact us when they want to start an office. Even if you're a restaurant here, and even if you have a franchise, if you want to start a franchise in the United States, if you're a big, well-known conglomerate internationally, L1 can be great for you to begin. So there are ways under which you can come to America. There are ways under which you can be an entrepreneur and grow in the United States. So therefore, it is dependent upon every individual situation. And if you are in that situation wherein you have decided that you are a bona fide company, your company is a well-off company, means you're doing pretty decent, and you're doing in the millions of dollars, like 1 million, 2 million, 3 million, 4 million in your currency, then you need to contact us. You have 20 or 30 people working for you, and you're paying your taxes, and your company is at least well-known, like a web presence, and you have many good clients, because immigration looks at the totality of the company. They look at every aspect to see whether it's a genuine company, and if they come into America, they're going to be an asset to the United States. Folks, that's about the L1A. And as I said, we are going to take some questions. So I want Dan to open up the questions, and there is a chat over here. Okay, Mr. Budram, you can generally be, I would say, do not stay outside the country for more than 6 months. But if you're outside, for longer than that, immigration has the discretion to allow you back. But if you're outside for more than 1 year, then they may not even allow you to come back to America. So make sure that exactly try to come back as soon as possible. And if you need any further information, you can email us at info@gehilaw.com, so we can also get in touch with you and try to get you back into the United States as soon as possible. So folks, this show is live. As you can see, people are asking us questions. So let's take another question here from Asif Khan. We, the whole family, have withholding of removal status since 18 years. What if we go for the opener case and we lose our case, or our current will work or be out of status. All right. Number one is that Asif, you need to send me some more details, whether you have any US citizen family members, how did you enter into the country, what visa you entered into the country. We've handled cases wherein people had withholding, and the good news is that in some cases, we were able to reopen those matters and get them the green cards in America. Prior results do not guarantee future outcome, but if you can send me an email at info@gehilaw.com, I will be happy to review your matter. So, just make sure that if you can send that over to us, that'll help us a lot. And as you can see, the easy way to do it, ask us your questions. And easy, you can go on participants, click that button on Zoom, and you can ask us your questions. So that helps us a lot. If not, info@gehilaw.com. It's very easy for you to send your questions there. Or you can call us tomorrow at 718-263-5999. So if you have any questions, I'll leave the floor open for questions. All right, so we'll just continue with some questions and answers. Now, as I said, on next Wednesday, the show is going to be about, as I said, Wednesday I'm talking about, it's going to be the L1B specialized knowledge category, basically meant for people who come to the US, and I think I have someone here. John Smith, what category can we apply means, can you spell out your question a little further, Mr. Smith? What is your legal status and what do you want to come to America for? Then only I can, answer the question further for you, Mr. Smith. So that's critically important. Yes, John, how are you? Hello? John, are you there? Hello? All right, so John, if you have a question, you have to hook on your mic and you have to make sure that you ask the question and everything. So I'll ask Mr. Uddin over here to see whether there are any questions so far, Mr. Uddin. Amin?
Hey, Gehi, this is Amin. Like, we got one question for this category. They want to know the documents, what is required, the government.
All right, so let's talk about, two cases here. We are talking about, number one is that this gentleman who had withholding of removal. That can be converted. It depends upon the, upon the case and upon the entry of the person. And if they're US citizen relative, that helps a lot. So I think I'll have to just basically speak to this wonderful gentleman. And if you can email me at info@gehilaw.com, then I can call him up, I can take the question. Now about John Smith, so the question remains is that exactly, yes, if you own a company, John, you can come to the US, you can start your company, and basically then you can come in on an L1A, provided you have bona fide intentions of starting your company and you have a decent sized company in your home, in your home country. So that's what it is all about. And if you don't have a mic, you can email us with your phone number and we'll try to reach you and we can take it from there. Now, another question. Hi, so on October 2018, my fingerprints was reviewed for the removal condition of my green card. Okay, I've answered this question last time. The question is that I would request this wonderful gentleman to get in touch with us. So the time has already passed. He should have gotten a decision. If not, I think he needs to get in touch with an attorney who can look into this matter. So this is the answer to the question which is up over there regarding the removal of conditional residence. Email us at info@gehilaw.com. So that's what you can do. And if there's any other question, please do ask us. We'll be happy to take your questions. All right, so folks, let's continue further. Now on Monday's topic is very important. For a lot of viewers, we're going to talk about political asylum in the United States. Very important topic, and we're going to cover withholding of removal. We're also going to talk about relief under the Convention Against Torture for people who have asylum matters and what is going on in the world of asylums. What is happening when people are getting denied, what options do they have? And we're going to talk with people who have been ordered removed / deported and what they can do if they have an order of deportation and if they had applied for asylum. So those cases come up a lot these days, and we are going to talk about those critical issues that affect a lot of people on a day-to-day basis. So that's exactly about basically asylums. So we're going to talk about that. So the topic for next week, and I mean, you can make a note of it, Dad. You can make a note of it. Political asylum, basically basically how to navigate your political asylum case in the United States, how to prepare for your political asylum case in the United States. So how to prepare for your political asylum case in the United States is going to be the topic. Now, asylum is a very important topic, and we have a question from Rajkumar. When is your office going to open? We are working remotely, Rajkumar, because of the governor's order. No one is allowed to open, but we are still, what we can do for you, if you can email us, then we can talk and we can assist you. info@gehi.com, Rajkumar, that's what you can do. And we've been doing a lot of cases remotely for people. And, from all over the United States. We recently started cases from many other states, and especially people who are on H-1B. We've been helping them a lot too, especially when they're about to fall out of status. They got this notice from the company that now you have to leave the company, and they got a severance package. And these wonderful people only have 60 days. So we are trying to see what we can do for them during the 60-day period. And some people have gotten complicated RFEs, request for evidence. We've been handling those requests for evidence for people. And we've been trying to make sure that, we do our best, to help our clients as much as possible. And some questions were asked that, how do we get in touch with you? It's real simple. So let's review this other question that came in. So I'm Pakistan. I'm interested in USA and Canada visa. So I need to know a lot more about your Danish Ali. If you have a business in your country, or do you have money to invest in America? So email me your resume and the details of your life. That's why emails are very important. info@gehi.com, the questions come over there. Then there's a screener, then the emails come to me, then we review it. That's how things happen. So you can email us, then we can look into it, and then we can advise you properly. So sometimes it's better to write a long email explaining your situation. That helps us a lot. So there were some questions, very important questions from our viewers. Mr. Gehi, I got a 2-year green card, and now my husband wants to divorce me, and he's not going to help me with the green card. What should I do? Get in touch with us immediately. That's a very difficult situation. And if you're guided properly, you will be able to navigate your case, so make sure that you get in touch with us. Another question was, Mr. Gehi, across the border, I crossed into America, and right now I'm married to a US citizen. Do I have hope in getting the green card? Yes, you may have hope in getting the green card if you qualify for the provisional waiver, and if you do not have any grounds of inadmissibility or deportability against you. And of course, and if you don't have a serious criminal record, then you have a chance. So it all depends on your situation. And there are people who have been ordered deported many years ago, and they feel that there's no light at the end of the tunnel. That is absolutely not true. There is light at the end of the tunnel. If you have basically the right legal advice and the guidance, you may have it. So let me correct myself. There may be light at the end of the tunnel, depending upon the facts and circumstances of your case. So it's critically important for you to get in touch with an attorney. And, a lot of the cases that come in are from different states, and some of them were messed up years ago, and they think they cannot do anything. That's not true. We handle complicated cases. A lot of our cases come in from people who have exhausted with other lawyers. We review them and we try to, see what we can do for people. Now, another important thing which people have asked me is that talk about the U visa. So we have that in the list of topics, and our team has made a list of all the topics which we are getting from viewers like you. So viewers like you are regularly sending in, questions to us. And when we get the questions and we get the topics, then we are talking about those particular issues. So it doesn't matter where you are in the world. The good news is that we have Zoom for you now. So we can talk on Zoom, and we can, really start cases. Now you have another question here. I live in India. How can I get an H-1B visa? From Irshad Khan. Irshad, the first thing you need to do is you need to look for an H-1B sponsor. If you find an H-1B sponsor, then you can qualify for an H-1B visa. And that would be your best bet. And once if you find a sponsor, get in touch with us, then we can look into the H-1B visa. So these are some very important and critical issues that we are talking about. And if you have any questions, make sure that you email us at info@gehilaw.com. And we handle immigration cases from all over the United States and the world. So even if your immigration case is denied, you have a case going on, we can look at it and we can let you know what your options would be for the future. So thank you so much for watching. The instant program constitutes an attorney advertisement under the laws of the state of New York. Prior results do not guarantee any future outcome. We'll be back again with our viewers, same place, same time, on Monday with the topic. And the topic for Monday is about political asylums. So we are going to talk about how to prepare your political asylum case. And that's going to be an interesting topic. Let your friends know that we are on Zoom Live. It's so easy, just press the link and we can do a lot together, folks. And if not, send us an email or call us, doesn't matter where you are calling from. Thank you, and see you next time, same place, same time with Attorney Gehi, Green Card with Gehi. That's the name of our show. Monday, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for watching.